Well, hello there again. Thank you for your time. Yes, this is my drawing. I find it very interesting. I identified very strongly with this creature. One day I just decided to draw a TF3B, which is just the classic black triangle UFO type of thing that people are seeing all over the world. And in point of fact, I've seen them too. Saw three flying out of Edwards Air Force Base east of Lancaster in 2015. It was beautiful. But my subconscious just started drawing the rest of this creature. I always thought that was kind of weird that I just chose to draw a triangle with some lights on the corners, and this creature sort of drew herself. So anyway, she's my buddy, and it's I'm a artist for many years and have a bachelor's degree with high honors in art, and used to be an oil painter. But that's one of my favorite things I've ever drawn because she almost drew herself. So let's talk about forgiveness and redemption. I made a video a while back that apparently was tremendously powerful in the lives of a lot of people. A lot of people have decided that they want to try to disavow their criminal past. Some people became criminals during childhood, their teen years, their 20s, and as they mature, they want to get over that. But it must be very difficult to try to um, get beyond yourself when you've hurt so many people, so many animals in some cases. And in some cases, the people and the animals you've harmed, you can't even try to get forgiveness from or redemption from or make amends to because they're no longer even alive, possibly by your own hands. I did my graduate work in psychology, and I have been informally and more formally a behavioral consultant for many years. So people tend to open up to me. They tell me the worst secrets, and some people tell me such horrifying truths about themselves that it makes me want to puke and run from them. And I go, yeah, okay, right, all right. Well, let's see how we can work this. How you can get your dignity back or some shreds of it when they've done the worst things I can possibly begin to imagine. Um, and I'm gone from being a tremendously compassionate person, somebody people called the Buddha of compassion by the time she was 5, someone who was called Christ in a skirt by the time she was 4. When I was 8 years old, someone who was in her 60s said I was the single most compassionate person she had ever known. I was the big mother, she called me. I was an 8-year-old kid in third grade when someone started calling me the big mother because she said, you want to nurture and heal and help and feed everyone you know. I see that. You help adults. You try to mother everybody and take in all the stray animals and all the stray people and put band-aids over the hearts and the wounds of everyone around you. You're just such an incredible person. Thank you for being you. And now I pretty much hate people. And I pretty much mistrust all. And I pretty much would love to be in the position of a holy God who gets to condemn the planet and the human species because so many individuals are foul and corrupt and worthless slime. So many people cling to their criminality because, after all, that's how they get their cohorts. Their friends and family are all included there. And who would they be if they had to walk alone down a path of moral dignity and integrity for a change? They wouldn't know themselves. They would not recognize their lives if they had to grow up and show up and have some kind of morality for a change. And I'm so disgruntled that I have started calling myself a misanthrope instead of a humanist. But in any event, I did make a video of more than a year ago about redemption and how whether you can seek redemption from those you've harmed directly or not, whether you can seek forgiveness from individuals of any species that you've harmed or not, you're still on that path alone, and you've got to place yourself on that path without it being dependent on forgiveness. Um, I have said that, and this is quotable love here, I have said that your redemption does not depend on your victim's ability or willingness to forgive you. It depends on your desire for redemption. Your redemption does not depend on your victim's willingness or ability to forgive you. It depends on your desire for it. I've also said that the desire for redemption is the most important fuel for it. So, legal ramifications, social ramifications, financial, professional ramifications for your criminality aren't more important or more significant or better fuel for seeking redemption than is your desire for it, your true, heartfelt, deeply, found desire for it. So get with that program, because if you've hurt me and I can't forgive you, or I'm not willing to for some reason, you still need to seek redemption, because eternity is long. And I got news for you people, whether you believe it or not, whether you're religious or not, you are an immortal soul. And everybody makes it out of life alive. You switch dimensions, you switch form, but you're still going to be you. And I have the best news for some and the worst news for many. You're going to have to face what you've become. And you're going to have to endure personally, intrapersonally, extra dimensionally, the pain you caused or the joy you set in motion. Those of us who've been largely good and tried and succeeded in doing mostly good, we're going to know the joy and see from an epiphanal point. Epiphany means overview. When you're not in the forest anymore, you can see all the trees. From an epiphanal point of view, we get to see the joy we set in motion and the healing and the love we put on the planet. And those of you who spent most of your lives being criminals, liars, because as I've said before, and I'll say it again, all criminality starts with a lie. You can't be a criminal without lying. And if you're around people who are lying to you, you're around criminals. All criminality starts with a lie. So you need to understand that you need to change. Everybody on this planet has done things they're not proud of. Everybody on this planet has made mistakes in behavior and even in thought. But here's the way, as a psychologist, that I learned: you're dealing with a normal person who's made an error, or you're dealing with a psychopath, a sociopath, a person who literally has antisocial personality disorder. Antisocial doesn't mean you like to be alone and you self-isolate. Antisocial means against society. A lot of people misunderstand the term. They think antisocial means you don't like to talk a lot and would rather be alone. No, nothing could be further from the truth. It's not a reference to introversion relative to extroversion. The term antisocial personality disorder refers to someone who works against society by lying, thieving, stealing, criminal behavior, murder, corruptibility, drug dealing, drug use. They work against what's good for the community. Now, this idea that I'm being interrupted. I have to go. I'll be right back.